Welcome back to Self-Built. Today we're training with special guest again, lucky us. We're gonna be hitting some shoulders, possibly some triceps. We're gonna see how quick we can go today. But first we're gonna open up with a tri-set of 3 different shoulder exercises to really warm up each head individually. And then we're gonna come back at it again and really hit it, but let's get going. You can do these exercises in whichever order that you want. I'm just gonna talk you through the ones that I'm doing particularly for this. This first one, it's almost like a behind the back shrug, but instead of just focusing on traps, you're using your rear delts and pulling your elbows up as high as you can. This is one that is not done very often, and it feels really good on hitting your rear delts. You'll also feel a little bit in your traps, but mostly if you're doing it right, you're gonna feel it in your delts. It's something that you don't need to do a ton of weight. Feel it out. The first time I was doing it, it felt kind of awkward at first, just because you're not used to recruiting your muscles that way. But once you get it down, it feels really good. The second one I'm doing are just some standard side raises. When you're doing side raises, there's a couple things to remember. When you get to the top, try to have a small pause and control it on the way down. It can be pretty tough when you're tired, but do the best that you can. And then another good tip is to have your pinkies be above your thumb. Really helps you focus on your rear shoulder just that much more. And the last one, you already saw our lovely guest doing this. This is front plate raises. Just hits the front shoulders really well. You want to make sure that when you get to the top, don't just drop the weight, let it go down nice and slow. You want to make it as difficult as possible. It's getting really hot. So do about 3 to 4 sets of that. I think that was our 4th set. Yeah. So we're toasted. So do that for a couple sets. You're gonna be way warmed up. You could even consider that a workout, but we are not your average people. We're gonna go for more. So let's show you some more goodies. The next exercise we're doing it's kind of like a face pull, but it's trying to mimic more of a reverse pec deck fly. We're using some ab straps so that way you can hold your hands in at that position. And she's doing great. You just want to get a nice pause just like that. Really helps focus and squeeze those rear delts. And look at those delts. Those things are on fire. Next shoulder exercise is focusing on the rear shoulder. This has become quickly one of my favorites because it mimics one that you'll see at the commercial gyms where typically you sit down and you've got a pad on the outside of both of your forearms. and all you do is just raise your elbow up. I've done this before using these cable anchors, and it feels pretty good. It's not bad, but when you get these cable anchors attached to it, it puts you in that fixed range of motion that it forces you to move just the way that it wants you to, and it just feels more stable, and it takes out any secondary muscles that you're trying to focus on getting to that, if that makes sense. Basically what I'm saying is it just helps you focus on your side shoulder a lot better, and it feels good. So make sure to try this one out. And get a good pause at the top, slowly lower it down, and you'll be in Burn City. Are you burning over there?
I'm burning.
Awesome. Ooh. Then just switch the other. I do like to lean away a little bit just because it puts a little bit more consistent resistance. In previous videos, I talk about how the cable anchors do progressive resistance, and this kind of limits that to where it's pretty consistent the whole way through. Our last shoulder exercise is going to be hitting the front delt. I think these are called moon raises. Might have read that somewhere in a magazine, but we're going to go with that today. Or you can call them shoulder flies. What you do is grab a pair of dumbbells and you want to raise them all the way up and then come down as if it's a fly. And there's a couple different ways to do it. You can stop in the middle, or if your shoulders are healthy and flexible enough, you can go lower. And when you're going towards the top, you want to stop right before you start to feel the resistance start to go down. So that way your shoulders are working as hard as they can. You really don't need much weight. It'll whip you. So give it a try. It's also a really good one if your elbows aren't feeling hot that day, if they don't feel like doing some heavy presses, you can still hit that front of your shoulder. Ooh. And I'm kneeling down because I'll hit my ceiling. But our special guest is way taller than me. I mean, look at this. This is awesome. All right, that is it for our workout. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us, special guest. You always help motivate.
Perfect.
And I hope you guys learned something as well.
Get them shoulder gains.
Get them shoulder gains. If you guys have any suggestions or recommendations of fun workouts we should do, let us know. We're always open to that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching and supporting us. And we'll see you next time on Muscle Build Shoulder Gains.